Hey guys, Jacqueline here from Jacqueline Travels. I thought I would take a quick second to make another video. I've gotten a lot of people letting me know that they filled out online applications to become a flight attendant and they've either received a one-on-one face-to-face interview or a callback to attend a open house event. So they wanted to know how you can prepare. A lot of people have been asking me if they should take any sort of classes to study to become a flight attendant. Personally, I didn't. I didn't read any books or anything about it, so I don't know if there's anything beneficial. I did go online, and there is a book called The Essential Guide to Becoming a Flight Attendant. It's by Kiki Ward, and it's gotten amazing reviews. A lot of people said it really helps them during the interview process, what to expect during flight attendant training and whatnot. To help them land their dream job as a flight attendant. So I'll put that link down below so you can find it on Amazon. I can't give any personal recommendations. I didn't use it. I don't know. I'm just going by what's been said online. Couple pointers for you. What you should wear to the open house / face-to-face one-on-one interview rather. You are going to want to dress like you're already a flight attendant. So ladies, don't wear your hair down. Put it back behind your shoulders in a slick, neat ponytail or a bun. Hairspray it so you don't have any flyaways. Keep your makeup very simple. A lot of girls like to wear lipstick. I personally am a huge fan of the red lipstick. I think it just is a throwback to the classic flight attendant look. I think girls look classy, sophisticated. I feel like people talk to you if you have lipstick on. So, keep the makeup mostly natural except for a red lip. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For my interviews, and if you've been reading my blog, you know I've gone to multiple interviews and have been hired by multiple airlines, but I always wore the same thing. I wore a black skirt suit, and my skirt fell below my knees. Make sure it goes below your knees. And I wore pantyhose with it because a flight attendant always wears your pantyhose, so make sure you have those on, girls. No runs or anything. And bring an extra pair just because disasters happen. You don't want to get there and freak out because you have a run in your stocking. So bring pantyhose and backup pantyhose. Under my blazer, I wore a red shirt. I feel like red is a power color. Again, kind of going back to the lipstick, it helps you stand out a little bit more from other candidates. It worked for me a couple of times. Maybe I got lucky, but dress like a flight attendant. Wear closed-toed shoes, because on the job you do have to have closed-toed shoes. Little high heel never hurt anybody. I know during a lot of the interviews they have you take your shoes off to see if you could lift the luggage in the overhead bin. So you don't have to wear anything too crazy to really stand out like a giant, against the other girls in the crowd or anything like that. For you guys out there, what does a male flight attendant wear? They wear suits. They wear ties. Their hair is nicely cut. They don't have facial hair. I know the rules for the company that I work at now. If a guy wants to have a beard or a mustache, it has to be grown out. So really you got to pop that facial hair out of your face on your days off. You can't have that 5 o'clock shadow in between kind of look, so just make sure you're clean cut. As far as what to wear, keep the jewelry simple. I don't think you need a lot of rings or bracelets. Maybe wear a watch because we are required to constantly have one, so that'll just help you look more like a flight attendant. As far as earrings go, one stud in the ear, nothing that dangles too low, no multiple piercings. Take your nose rings out. You're not going to get hired if you have facial piercings. If you have tattoos, you're also probably not going to get hired, so just make sure everything is covered up for that face-to-face one-on interview, because unlike in other jobs, you are getting judged by how you look. So you want to make an awesome impression. Couple questions that they ask, situational things. How do you handle this sort of conflict? What's the worst customer you've ever had? How did you resolve conflict without going to upper management? Tell me about a time you took charge. So just think of any questions. There's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that has to do with only airplane situations. So if you've never had this job before, you don't have to worry about trying to relate your answer to this job. The training is very intense and they get you prepared. But I would prepare a list of situational questions and your best answers on how to answer them. Smile constantly. That's a huge thing. And I think it would be a great idea for you to interact with the people who are also there for the interview. You are being judged from the second you park your car in the parking lot to the second that you leave the building. So try to make friends, talk to the other ladies and gentlemen who are there who want to become flight attendants as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, do some company research. Like I just said, I was hired with a couple different airlines, and I chose the one I'm at with now because they were the best. I mean, they treat their employees the best. We have really good benefits. We might not fly to destinations that are super exciting like the other airline that I was hired for, but they're not a good company, and I don't want to work for a company that's not a good company. I would rather work for someone who wants to take care of their employee and who wants to make sure I'm there for a long time, because this is the only job that I want to have, and I want to be as loyal to my company as they are going to be to me. So do some research, tell them why you want to work for their company, and tell them why they need you to work for your company. Sell yourself, and I think a huge part in selling yourself is just being yourself. The days are really long, these open face-to-face cattle call type interviews, so it's really easy to let your guard down. Just constantly smile, and like I said, that's when it really comes in handy talking to the other guys and girls who are there. Keeps your energy up. It's exciting. You know, you're talking to people who are in the same situation as you. Oh, how'd your interview go? What did they ask you? Did you have to get up in front of anyone and say anything? You know, it keeps your energy levels up, and it also shows that you're a team player, because that's a huge part. You are sent on, I don't know, 4 or 5 day trips overseas with people who you don't know. And those are the only people who you have to rely on for your safety, number one, and your comfort and sense of adventure. So show that you're a team player and that you are able to get along with all different types. And yeah, I think those are just like the very basic things. I didn't get into any specific questions. If you do have specific questions, of course, leave them in the comments section below, or you can post them to my blog. I will put this video up on there as well, so people who are not on my YouTube channel can reach out to me, and vice versa. This way you guys all get the same kind of questions and answers, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm so glad you guys are getting callbacks for those applications. I think it's awesome, and I hope to see some of you guys in the friendly skies.